A federal judge in Rhode Island says the Trump administration still has not complied with an order to unfreeze billions of dollars in federal grant and loan payments. The Trump administration previously froze all funding to evaluate where it's going. Now it was blocked, but this federal judge argues the administration still has not restored the flow of cash. Meantime, local Head Start programs right here in Washington say they are at risk and have been at risk of shutting down without that federal funding.
Some say they were only able to access that money today after being locked out for more than a week. King 5's Maddie White joining us in studio tonight with details.
It's been a confusing week, Steve and Jessica. The judge said today he made his order clear and unambiguous, but for days those dollars continued to be improperly withheld, according to the local leader of Head Start programs, which serve 13,000 Washington preschoolers of low income and even homeless families.
We've never experienced anything like the Trump administration has been doing in the first 2 weeks.
Joel Ryan leads the Washington State network of federally funded Head Start programs, which offer free preschool and support services to low-income families. But the last 2 weeks have been confusing for many of their teachers.
There's a federal payment portal that the Department of Health and Human Services operates, and they couldn't access it.
Teachers in Renton, the Olympic Peninsula, and Moses Lake, to name a few.
It truly was across the state. It was completely random.
This all happened after a federal judge ruled to restore the flow of federal funds.
We were really concerned. There was a lot of confusion and chaos.
For many, the portal remained inaccessible for days after the funding freeze was halted late last month. Some were only able to gain access Monday.
The programs were in fact preparing to close down and were even notifying families that they might not have childcare.
The problem's since been fixed in all programs.
This is the first time today they got any information at all from the Office of Head Start.
But the cause of the problem remains almost as unclear as the future.
Well, I think if the last 2 weeks are a precursor for what's to come, I'm very concerned.
Research by the Head Start Association says for every dollar that's invested in Head Start, taxpayers save $7. Those savings, Ryan says, come from various factors like less involvement by CPS, higher graduation rates, and more jobs filled by people who might otherwise depend on public assistance when they're older. I'm Maddie White, King 5 News.